Charity poker in Michigan is big business, more than $500 million in action over the last 3 years. Now, state regulators say it has become too big to control, and they want to limit the games.
On the other side, hundreds of people who do charitable work are betting on a political showdown. 7 Action News investigator Jim Kurtzner takes us to the high-stakes tables.
Charitable poker began as a good cause, evolved into a highly lucrative business, and has degenerated into a racket.
No poker faces in this game. Nobody is bluffing. A full house, plus an overflow room at this recent hearing at the state capitol. These people are from VFW halls, service clubs, schools, athletic programs, and they are all in, forming the Michigan Charitable Gaming Association.
It is a David and Goliath fight, and we're taking it on.
On the other side, the Michigan Gaming Control Board that took over regulating charity poker last year from the state lottery after it stopped issuing new licenses and could not keep up with all the cash.
It's over $530 million.
Say that again?
$530 million.
Hundreds of charities have a big stake in this game. All they have to do is volunteer to sell and account for chips. Sterling Heights Kiwanis Club raises tens of thousands of dollars for 30 different children's causes. For them, it's emotional.
When kids get burned, somebody has to pay for their recovery and for them to go to that camp to learn to live with their disability. And the money has to come from somewhere, and that's what we do.
Charity poker has grown in popularity because the players don't play against the house, they play against each other. It can be cheap. Tournaments are as low as $30. You can get into cash games for a couple of $100. The houses and the charities make their money by taking a portion of each pot, known as the rake.
The special interest here is the poker room operators, and they've rallied the charities behind them, and they're trying to make it a we're hurting the charities issue.
The rake is split 50-50 with the charity and the poker room owner to cover overhead. The games already went through regulated reductions this year, cutting in half the number of daily charities and poker chip sales. But they play all year. The new rules would cut them much more to play poker only 120 days a year at each poker room.
We would question that it's bigger than they can get their arms around.
We have had shootings, stabbings, armed robberies, prostitution, and other crimes at these games.
Big money has attracted big trouble here in Flint. A would-be armed robber, not a poker player, was killed by an off-duty cop. And regulators have closed more than a dozen other poker rooms for alleged fraud. That includes what was the largest in the state, Snookers in Utica, last winter. The allegation, the owner was fudging the limits on chip sales on his computer connected to the poker room.
Done from his house. He admitted that. He told us, well, it's good for the charities. I'm just trying to help the charities.
Cooking the books from home.
Right. Well, I can't,
and that you admitted to it.
Right. I can't comment on it right now, to be honest with you, because I am going to court on it.
Right now they're taking the close it down attitude. I'd rather fix it.
He's a Republican state lawmaker who wants to raise fees for state regulators to do their job, more money going to charities, and let the games continue full time. His bill is being ignored by fellow majority party leaders.
And make sure that all parties are protected while still the revenue goes.
And is one of the roadblocks the Gaming Commission?
It certainly is.
Are the casinos behind the poker rule push? State regulators say no. So who is? The gaming director serves at the pleasure of the governor, and he can impose the new rules without legislative approval.
We work real closely with the Attorney General's office and in public policy with the governor's office.
Money talks. Big money means motivation.
If we didn't do the poker, we'd be standing on the street selling the peanuts.
State regulators hold all the cards, and they'll continue to feel the political pressure. Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.
Not the last we've heard of this story. For sure, the new rules could take effect next year. Another public hearing set for this week.